So we are going to discuss some few things here so that we get to know who is a hustler and who falls under the category of dynasty, because there is a song that is really going around our country that we have two teams in the name of dynasty as well as hustler. And I will take you to the definition of dynasty so that you can get to understand who is now a really dynasty and who is a really hustler in this country. So the word dynasty, you will define it from Longman Dictionary, and it defines as is a family of kings or other rulers whose parents, so we can underline the word parents or grandparents, have ruled a country or a certain area for many years. That is the first definition. The second definition is a period of time when a particular family ruled a particular country or a particular area. So we can also say it is a period of time that a family has ruled. And third definition from the same dictionary, it is in formal way, and it defined as a group or a family that controls a particular business or organization for a long period of time. So we can also underline the word controls, and controls what? A business or an organization. So anybody who is within as a government and is controlling like a ministry for more than 20 years, so we can say that is a dynasty, because it seems like he is trying to hand over that ministry to his offsprings or to his next of kings. So from now we can look it in an English dictionary. It defines as is a line of hereditary of rulers of a country or an area. So English just define it as a heritage. It is just being taken from maybe a father to a child or grandfather to grandson. So we have some also theories that tries to illustrate this issue of dynasty in the a wider spectrum or a broad spectrum, when I may say like that. So like in science, when I say science, in the field of medicine, they normally define a dynasty as a bloodline or a genealogy. So it is something that falls in genes or in blood. So it is being passed from parent to parent, parent to children, children to children. So it is something that is within the DNA, circulates within there. So in the field of sociology, how does sociologists define it? They define it as an ancestral line, or a house or a family or a lineage that rules a certain people. So when I say a family, can be either cluster, extended, or nuclear. So when we come, when we break down this family, we will get that even Musalia Mudavadi is one of the dynasty families, because shares some blood, shares some ancestral line with the former second president Daniel Torodich Arap Moi. So you're gonna find that there is that connection. So when we are breaking down those families, we have to look at our wider picture. So we should not narrow down to the maybe nuclear family. Let us look at extended and even the issue of ancestral blood, so that we get to know those roots So now in politics, how does politician define dynasty? So dynasty is a government or a regime or a dominion or something like a power of authority. And that's why many politicians, they intend to use the word regime. Moi's regime, Kibaki's regime, Kenyatta's regime. Are you getting it? So when we say a government, these people intend to remain in the government. They intend to initiate their rules. So by initiating their rules, they come up with a regime. When I say a regime, it is something like a target. How do you target a certain thing, or how do you do to achieve a certain thing? So you have to come up with various regimes. So that's how politicians define it. When it comes to law, how does judiciary define it? It is just an administration or a jurisdiction. So these dynasties intend to come up with their administration rules. How do they want to rule? And how do they want to graft or draft their rules and regulations? And that's why you can see what a father did is what a son will do, and is even what grandson will do, because they have those rules. So they used to do it. So our son used to see a father doing. So intend to capture it through behavioral science. So it is more of behavioral science. So in linguistic, how does linguistic define it? It is just absolutism. When I say absolutism, they want everybody in the family to be part of them, even extended. So that's a definition of